I've spent years searching for my biological father. Think of it like Finding Nemo, but backwards, and without any of the comic relief because we could not afford Ellen DeGeneres. One night, years into that search, I find someone online who looks like they might be related. Now, as I'm emotionally processing that this stranger could be family, I start looking through the photographs on the profile, like a total creeper. And I'm clicking along in this fog of emotion when boom, there he is. Now, I had never seen my father before, but I knew it was him. And it wasn't my mind that knew it, it was my body. It could recognize its own genetic material on that screen. It was like looking at the lost half of its own assembly instructions. My eyes saw his eyes, and they knew they were made of the same stuff. My skin tone saw his skin tone. My migrating hairline saw its future. My oldest son at the time was 5 years old, and he was so affectionate with me. He had taken to pointing out all the little things that we had in common with this pride. For example, we'd be at the dinner table, and I'd just casually say, actually, I don't like ketchup. You don't like ketchup? Me either. Papi, somos iguales. Daddy, we're the same. Or we'd be in the yard, and he'd offer me a piece of gum, and I'd turn it down because gum is disgusting. And he'd say, you don't like gum? Me either. Total lie. Papi, somos iguales. We are the same. That night, staring at an online photograph of a person I looked a lot like, I realized I was feeling exactly what my 5-year-old felt for me. I was looking at my father for the first time, and my whole body was saying, Papi, somos iguales. Daddy, we're the same. And it embarrassed me to no end, but I knew this was love. And it hurt. And the only tool I had to deal with that pain was anger. It was actually one of my lifelong heroes, real-life Jiminy Cricket, Fred Rogers, who helped me discover that anger. I was watching a documentary on his life, and in it, he said that his staple message to children, you are special, really meant, you will never have to do anything sensational for people to love you. I had never heard anyone talk about love like that. All my life, I'd been trying to do something sensational. I had wanted to shine so bright that it would be impossible for my father not to see me, not to love me, not to regret having abandoned this truly exceptional boy. But that wasn't all. I dug a little deeper and I realized I wanted everyone, every human on the planet, to know that he had been a fool to leave behind this star of a child. But that wasn't all either. Digging a little further, I realized that under all the pain and the anger and the vindictiveness. I wanted to know that he had been wrong to leave me. I wanted to know I was worthy of love. Now, from the beginning of my search for my father, I had known that forgiveness was important, and I'd been working towards it. But that experience with Fred Rogers' thoughts on love really changed the way I defined forgiveness. I realized it meant I needed to let go of trying to shame my father into loving me, or trying to convince the world he was a moron. And instead, I needed to focus on me healing. And I'm still working on it. Every day I feel like I spend less time feeding my anger and resentment. And every once in a while, I realize I still have a ways to go on the path of forgiveness. The other day, I was reading a book called The Book of Joy. And I ran into this quote that just shook me. It said, "We can forgive and release the desire for a different past." Okay? We can forgive and release the desire for a different past. But I'm so good at wishing for a different past. A past where my father didn't leave. A past where he bought me a Nintendo when I was a kid. A past where maybe we were friends. I'll even take a past where we hated each other every time we saw each other, but always a different past. And maybe that's why I'm here telling you all this. Because if I can take my past just as it is and turn it into a story and a song, maybe I'll get a little closer to not wishing for a different past. And if I like the story and I like the song, that's almost like liking my past.
Viejas heridas, suéltenme, arranquen sus nidos de mi piel, vasta raíz de mi dolor, voy a arrancarte hoy. Te vengo a perdonar, ternura por violencia, me vengo a liberar, dar fin a mi sentencia de odiar y de llorar, y al fin voy a sanar. Te vengo a perdonar, perdonar. Te vengo a perdonar, perdonar, perdonar. Te vengo, oh, te vengo a perdonar. De santa alegría, límpiame, sé tú mi madre al dar fin a mi sentencia de odiar y de llorar, y al fin voy a sanar.